The category of Young Architect of the Year, the winner is...
Daniel Walker.
If you don't breathe on stage, it is as if, and similarly to being a human being in any situation, you don't want to communicate.
The body remembers loads of emotions. It just remembers them, even if you haven't kind of triggered them or you're not associating them with your head. The idea of your breath suddenly having a certain rhythm immediately just wakes up a particular posture and a particular way of holding yourself.
If you watch a baby very angry about not having any food, then you see it, see it in their body. If somebody watching the show says it is about the systemizing of society, the categorizing, and it's about constantly being manipulated and told what to do, that is the plot for that person, which is as important and completely relevant to someone who says it is about the loss of my mother. It's not ever really discussed initially as a plot because it is essential that it is given to the audience to have a personal interpretation, to see something resonate about their lives inside the piece.
About that, Carl, I think I'm going to have to push that back until...
That is the plot.
I feel that the process of making this show has definitely brought my attention to the sensitivity that comes from caring about yourself and caring for other people.
Sometimes I completely forget what the performers are saying on stage. So the fact that it's in French, German, Japanese, Slovakian, whatever the language, you're going to have to rely on something else. It's going to have to be something else. You're going to have to feel your way through this. There is improvisation in the show. There are bits which are incredibly tight choreographically, and there are moments which are very loose. That's one thing which is an important thing about being live and being responsive, and it's actually a bravery to keep listening to what the thing is, as it grows.
You look amazing!
You can watch it with empathy and sympathy and distance, but also go like, I know, you feel safer going, I've had that.
So if we were to leave the theatre and everyone in the audience had a shared consensus that Daniel is an architect, that's what it's about, and he got to a point where he had a breakdown and now he's getting treatment for depression, I would know that we had failed, because it would mean that our narrative is more important than your narrative personally, and that is not what we're interested in. But you cannot make theatre on the basis of ambiguity. You end up with shit theatre. The point about making good stuff on stage is that it is very clear, very precise, but that it is treated in a way that is constantly generous, which says, this is happening, and meet us, and let's share what this is.
They say the voice is an instrument. I believe the body is as well.